When we were growing up, there was a very poor family in the neighborhood, and how they were dressing and appearing, they started teasing them. And that was when my dad said, "Do you know, your dad was that. This was me." That, I think, was a really big aha moment for me. He was very much involved in the civil rights struggle in the 1960s. And he was very politically involved, and he really saw it as a personal and cultural mission to be able to make the world a better place for people. He was a strong influence for me because of the values that he held. All of the different areas of my life that I've been involved in, mental health, education, I see them all very strongly connected. So in many ways, I see this work as a synthesis of many interests I've had in my whole life. Hi, I'm George Drazenovich, and I'm currently a PhD student in the Faculty of Psychology at Lakehead University, and I'm researching the intersection between human rights and psychology. A lot of people ask the question about what are human rights, and the answer to that question very much is documents such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Constitution, and legislation. And I think while this is very important, this definition and interpretation of human rights is fundamentally limiting. Human rights are not just those things. They're also fundamentally rooted in the experience of rights claiming. So they're fundamentally rooted in culture, in people's real life experience of marginalization. And in some ways, an aspect of their identity, an aspect of themselves is not able to be fully expressed, or it has to be closeted in some way. And so rights claiming is when people take that aspect of their identity, no longer living out of shame or embarrassment, and say, I want to live this publicly and have this affirmed and supported within the public square. And that's a very powerful movement, and that's a very powerful drive, and it inspires us and it draws us in. But one thing we don't know a lot of is what are the psychological components that drive and compel people to be able to claim rights. Hey, Jonathan.
Oh, hi, Judge. How are you?
Good, man.
Good to see you. Absolutely.
We concretely see people claiming rights for themselves with all of these different groups. Given that, we take a look at this experience and then say, what gives rise to it?
Boiling fever inside of me saying, oh, I want to speak up, I want to share
The second step
views.
is going to be interviewing human rights leaders who are claiming different kinds of rights and just hearing from their experience.
Well, it flows with the principle of activism. At some point, you as an individual, you have to step outside the box, especially when you're not okay with the way things are going on.
Because not everybody who's marginalized takes that very brave step of being able to rights claim. It's only a small percentage of people, but a minority of people do. And when they do, it helps the larger group. So the question is, what are those factors that contribute to that experience? I want to be able to take all of that information and quantify it in the context of measurements and scales. And then I hope to be able to look at correlations between people who score high in rights claiming and different kinds of capacities. I see this work as a culmination of many roads that I have traveled in my work and in my education and in my personal life. So in many ways, this synthesizes a lot of personal experiences that I've gone through, personal struggles I've gone through, personal struggles those who I love and I've been very close to that have gone through, different kinds of abuse they've experienced, different kinds of discrimination they've experienced. So I see this as a culmination of really being able to take all of those experiences and move forward, not only for myself and not only for those I love and those that are close to me, but for all of those people who want to feel like they're part of the broader community and are not for systemic reasons. I hope I can contribute something meaningful and positive to the psychological community, not only for mental health professionals, but for individual people who are interested in claiming rights.
So when it comes to rights claiming, I always say at the end of the day, listen to the individual that you want to support their rights, making sure that you're also doing little things that can really make people comfortable, because over the years, people have a lot of trust issues, especially with systemic processes.